Good evening. Welcome to the May 5th, 2025 meeting of the Stillwater City Council. This time I will call the meeting to order, and I'll ask that you all stand and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, we have a couple of fun proclamations and presentations tonight. First up, I have a proclamation in appreciation of J.C. Gray, who's been the Sister City student representative for the last few years here in Stillwater. J.C.'s also accompanied our trip to Japan last year as part of our exchange program with the Stillwater Public Schools that I was able to take part in, and was our interpreter and our all-around person who knew what was actually supposed to be happening, which was great. So we very, very appreciate JC's work, not only on that trip, but as part of our Sister City Council for the last several years. So I'm going to read a proclamation that I'm going to invite JC to come up and say a few words about what's next in her career as she's graduating from OSU this week. Whereas J.C. Gray has been instrumental in creating and maintaining meaningful connections between Stillwater and its sister city, Kamioka, Japan, most notably through the recent revitalization of the Stillwater Public Schools Student Exchange Program. And whereas Ms. Gray has continued to building bridges and creating opportunities through teaching English online to Japanese students and development of valuable instructional materials. And whereas she has served as an exemplary ambassador in her work with Japanese exchange students and foreign dignitaries, promoting mutual respect, goodwill, and global citizenship. And whereas J.C. Gray will graduate in May of 2025 from Oklahoma State University with a Bachelor of Science degree in music industry and a minor in Japanese linguistics, a testament to her academic excellence and passion for cross-cultural engagement. And whereas the City of Stillwater sincerely appreciates her unwavering commitment to fostering international friendship and cultural exchange. Now, therefore, I, William Joyce, Mayor of the City of Stillwater, do hereby commend J.C. Gray for exceptional service to the Sister Cities program and lasting contributions to our community's global engagement and cultural diplomacy. Please.
Thank you so much. First and foremost, I just want to say I'm so honored to be here and to have received this proclamation. When a friend of mine messaged me and told me that I was going to be receiving one, I just started crying because the Sister Cities Council and the Sister Cities relationship has truly changed my life. And I'm happy to announce that upon my graduation from OSU, I will be moving to Kamioka, Japan, and working at Kamioka City Hall as the coordinator of international exchange programs. So I will continue to be working with you guys and receiving delegations and helping the middle school exchange that's going to be coming in October as well. And I just want to thank you. You guys have changed my life for the better, and I'm so grateful and grateful to God, grateful to you, and so excited and humbled to be here. So thank you so much.
Thank you, JC. Thank you for your service. If I would have actually learned any Japanese, we could have done a little bit of that in Japanese, but I've been woefully deficient. I'm sorry. All right, next up, we had a swearing-in ceremony earlier today for our new Chief of Police here in Stillwater, Christopher Hassig. We are very excited to welcome Chief Hassig here to us from the Houston Police Department. And to give a proper introduction, I'm going to ask Deputy City Manager Christy Driscoll to come up and tell us a little bit more.
I could not be happier to be in front of you all this evening on this exciting announcement. I want to give a little bit of background because we did not take this process lightly for our community or this members of this department. We put Chief Hassig through quite a process, and he interviewed us all throughout that process as well. We went for a nationwide search, and we had applications from across the nation, numerous states. This was an extremely competitive process. Chief Hassig interviewed with us through a one-on-one video, a panel video interview, a in-person interview with panel from our community stakeholders, and a very intimidating in-person department-wide meeting with members of his future department submitting the questions for that interview. And so when I called to offer him, Brady and I were quite excited when he said, absolutely, I am in. Stillwater is where I want to be. And so as we look forward to this, I want to tell you a little bit about the person that selected us and the person that we selected. Christopher Hassig has more than 18 years of experience with Houston Police Department. He was leading the force's captain of police, managing more than 160 personnel. Areas under his purview included citywide management of all murder, kidnapping, missing person, and officer-involved shooting investigations, as well as a special investigations unit, and review of all homicide division reports and internal affairs discipline. He has served as a frontline supervisor in patrol, administration, and investigative positions. And so when we take a look at why that complex process was, it's because we wanted to stand here tonight and introduce our future leader of our Stillwater Police Department to take an already wonderful and amazing department of sworn and civilian personnel, law enforcement professionals, to the next level. And I believe we can do that with Stillwater's new police chief, Chief Christopher Hassig.
Just want to say it's an absolute honor to be in front of you, Mayor, Council, City Management. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for hosting such an exhaustive search. I know that you did your due diligence, and I look forward to doing my share and leading this department, becoming a member of this community. I think that being an officer these days in the 21st century encapsulates so much. You're out there keeping the community safe, you're fighting crime when that's necessary, but you're also building relationships, trying to make sure that crime is not just occurring, but that the fear of crime is down as well. And so you want to make sure that you're out there going to the schools, going to the parks, having a robust community event-oriented department. I think Stillwater has all of that, and I look forward to taking it and going even further. So I want to say thank you to all of you. Thank you to my wife and children back in Houston for the time being, but come Memorial Day weekend, they and all of our stuff, our dogs and cat included, will be joining me. And the three tenets that I really strongly believe in are presence out in the community, partnerships, both public and private, and then professionalism. So I look forward to, I've heard nothing but from Deputy Council or City Manager Driscoll, City Manager Moore, about how well trained and well equipped this department is. So I'm really excited to become not just the leader, but a team member, and working collaboratively with everybody here at the Days and the community as a whole. So thank you all. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Chief. I'll just add my appreciation to City Manager Moore and to Deputy City Manager Driscoll and to everyone who's been involved in that process. It's been a long and certainly good, I think, thorough search, and certainly we can all say, I think, found the right person to lead Stillwater Police Department into the future. So we appreciate the work that you all did to do that. Counselors, next item on the agenda is the consent docket. Questions, comments, action on the consent docket.
I move approval of consent.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the consent docket. Please vote. The vote of 5-0, the consent docket is approved. On general orders, 7A is a report from the Stillwater History Museum at the Shuar presentation from Caterina de Araujo.
First, I want to thank you, Mayor Joyce, and all the members of the City Council to have me again here presenting a report on the Stillwater History Museum. First, I just want to reinstate our mission, which is to illuminate, preserve, and celebrate the diverse collective history of Stillwater. And here's just a few ways that we fulfill that mission. We have, in terms of illuminating, we have a lot of educational programmings, including a third grade program, which I'll touch base upon in a little bit. We have OSU partnerships, adult lectures, which I'll be talking a little bit more about those as well. In terms of celebrating, I think we do a great job in having events that celebrate all the different cultures that are represented here in Stillwater, and I will also touch base on some of those as well. And in terms of preserve, we have a big chunk of items from Stillwater residents that will that we take very good care at the museum, and we have more than 22,000 objects in our database that includes photograph, archives, furniture, a lot of textiles as well. Today, I kind of just wanted to touch base on two things that makes us really unique. I was actually talking to our president, who's present here, Dr. Jennifer Glenn, and I just wanted to list two things that I'm like, we really do a good job in those two things, and that sets us apart from other nonprofits, which we have a lot here in Stillwater, and I'm very grateful for it. But I wanted to talk about some things that set us apart. One is lifelong learning. I think the Stillwater History Museum does a fantastic job at offering programs for a range of age groups, so intergenerational age groups. So, for example, in our Heritage Day, that what for me was really special. Heritage Day is an event where we kind of go back in time and we showcase our artifacts, and we do a lot of crafts and activities that help people go back in time and kind of experience how it was to be in Stillwater 100 years ago. So we had little kids there. The event was for little kids, but our volunteers were seniors, were college students, were teenagers from 4-H. So all of our volunteers there, and also seeing grandparents bring their grandkids to the museum was very special. So I think that intergenerational connection that a museum has with the community, it's really important. And how the age groups comes from kids, adults, and they become seniors, and then they want to come back and give back to the community as well. And I'm just going to go really fast, but K-12, we have a wonderful program, which is How Oklahoma Began, which is attached to third grade standards. So we basically see all the third grades from Stillwater and also surrounding schools. And we have been doing this for years. And it's an excellent program. It's really fun. Students will not only do an interactive map activity, but they also do a craft, and they also see the artifacts. And they connect with their lives today as well, which I think is really important. College. This year, I was really glad to welcome a lot of students from early childhood education who gets trained on that program, How Oklahoma Began. And we also had a lot of researchers. We did a World War I partnership with Dr. Hearn, students who was at World War I literature class, and they looked at artifacts, and they had to relate their research to literature of the time. And you can see, I'm just gonna read one, but you can see how impactful it was to come to the museum, actually touch those artifacts with gloves, and handle that and see those artifacts in person. So for example, viewing this artifact has deepened my understanding of the harsh realities of World War I, Savannah. I benefited heavily from my excursion to the museum, and I am pleasantly surprised how even a small artifact such as a booklet can teach me so much. And she was looking at a booklet that told how much this veteran spent. So she was comparing that. And it was a veteran here from Stillwater. And of course, adult and senior, this is what we do. Most of our members are seniors here in Stillwater. It's our chunk, really, of programs that we do. So, and I really enjoy leading some programs for adult and seniors. We go do visits. I've been to Legacy Village, Golden Oaks, Rotary Club, lectures. We do Cool Classics as well, which is a summer concert. And here's just to visualize. We had a holiday program. So we had little kids performing from K-12, their violin. So we had the Stillwater High School there, and we also had the gospel singers. So this is all in one event. And so the audience was also representative of those different age groups. Another thing that we do really well is community building. I think we are a great neighbor to partners, and I think we're great neighbors, and we like to work with other organizations. We have lots of volunteers. For how small we are, it's incredible. Last year, we had almost 1,000 hours of volunteers, and those are underreported because our volunteers, not always they put their times down, so I have to politely harass them to make sure they're doing that. But we have young volunteers, senior volunteers, OSU students. We use a lot of volunteer hours. We could not do what we do without the volunteers. And those are just the name of some people who work there. Partners and community, like I was saying, the library had to close some of their classrooms, so they utilize our space to do Let's Talk About It, which is a book club. We also hosted the Red Dirt Film Festival at our space. We even did the police chief, I think, some of their interviews in our space too. So this comes with what I'm saying about being a good neighbor, and actually we are enthusiastic about working with our partners here in Stillwater. We are also doing a lot of things with Block 34. We are printing a 3-part, maybe a 4-part historical review on the history of Stillwater. I may be able to share with some of you some of the research that have gone into this, and it's been since the beginning, of Stillwater until today. So I think that's with what's happening in Block 34. It's a good way of connecting with what's going on with the community. We're also going to do an exhibit. We also participated on the Washington School fundraiser with college students. They utilize our artifacts in the fundraiser. And I'm also on the board for Stillwater Community United. I enjoyed that. We're going to do some things with Juneteenth. And I'm a proud member of the Cultural District. We work well with the Prairie Arts, Mandela, and also with Osher Lifelong Learning Institute, have been doing their town halls at the museum because of the library as well. And I think that's it. The only thing I want to touch upon, because I didn't talk about the future, some of the things I really want to do with the museum is to keep making our collections accessible. We have too many items, I think, that needs to be digitized, that needs to be accessible online. And to do this, we need to update our technology to be able to make those accessible, because it takes a lot of storage space, and it takes some more updated technology to get it out there. And also utilizing our upstairs to showcase a little bit of our collections. And I think that's it. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much for being here. Counselors, any questions?
I have to admit, I did not know there was an upstairs. I've never been up there, so.
Yeah. There's a gorgeous rental space. So.
Oh, okay, that's what you're talking about.
Yeah, the
Okay,
upstairs.
I'm with you.
Utilizing a little bit of the rental space from the auditorium to kind of showcase a little bit of the artifacts, if I'm able to do it. And our board members believe we can do that.
And I have been there. I didn't realize that's what you're talking about.
Yeah, the upstairs is the
Okay.
rental. Yeah.
I thought the exhibit at the Washington School fundraiser, using with all the artifacts that they were able to pull and give some history of some of the school-related issues. There were some newspaper clippings on the bond issue that built some of those additional wings. really, really interesting. And I think it is so important for us as a community to have access to and to interact with the history of our community. There's so much that's happened here in Stillwater that is important for us to continue to know and to recognize and to use actually as we go forward from here. I think us as a council understanding the history of this community should be part of what how we make decisions. And so appreciate the work that you all are doing and look forward to seeing some of the additional improvements that you'll make.
Thank you so much. I
Thank you.
appreciate it. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Takes us to item 8, ordinances. On first read, we have ordinance 3568, an ordinance amending the Stillwater Code of Ordinances, Chapter 35, Stormwater Quality and Management, Article 1 in general, Section 35-1 definitions, Chapter 35, Stormwater Quality and Management, Article 2, Drainage and Sedimentation, Division 1 generally, Section 35-25, Impairment of Drainage Facilities, repealing all ordinances to the contrary and providing for severability.
I think what would be best is if I'm going to kind of introduce both of these first read ordinances because they go hand in hand, and that way you have the big picture before you advance either of them. And then if there are specific questions, Zach Hinson, Watershed Quality Manager, is here. So these changes were requested by staff, and both the first read ordinances are related to improving the city's code provisions that relate to drainage facilities. It's my understanding that sometimes the staff has challenges with property owners' compliance for maintenance responsibility of those facilities. So the proposed changes would provide for additional clarification on responsibilities and provide for an additional mechanism for enforcement. The first ordinance, 3568, would amend Chapter 35 to expand the definition of drainage facilities to include all geographical features and structures that store, control, and/or convey stormwater runoff. It also adds additional subsections that clarify maintenance requirements of those facilities and that the property owners are responsible for maintenance, repair, and operation. It would allow the city some access to those facilities if they need to inspect them, and also allows the city to issue a notice of violation to assist with compliance if needed. Ordinance number 3569 that kind of goes hand in hand, that is a proposed change to the city's public nuisance code provision, and the change would specifically include accumulation of trash, garbage, debris, brush, or vegetation in drainage facilities when it causes or has the potential to cause flooding at a tract off the location where the accumulation is. So currently, if there are accumulations or obstructions in those facilities that either leads to inadequate drainage or pooling or ponding, and the city receives complaints, the city can't go and do maintenance or repairs on that private property, and if they're unable to get the property owner to do the maintenance, we're kind of stuck. So this would allow another mechanism for the city to proceed with declaring it a public nuisance, and then from there we could abate the nuisance pursuant to the provisions under state law. So those are the whys and the whats of the changes, and if you have specific questions, Zach is here.
Counselors? The only comment I had on these was just maybe the need for some public education around what a drainage facility is that might be on their property. I think there may be some folks who kind of would say, well, I wasn't sure, I didn't realize that that ditch was a drainage facility that I had to make sure was clear of obstruction. I mean, I think most of it's pretty commonsensical, but I think it might be helpful for us to do some public education just around when we talk about these drainage facilities and the responsibility to maintain them, that people kind of understand that, because we talk about stormwater drainage a lot and people don't really necessarily, they think, oh, well, isn't there like a gutter, or isn't there like someplace where it's going? I'm like, nope, that's the ditch. That's stormwater. So I think it makes a lot of sense to make the changes, but I would like to see some notes, posts, or what kinds of things, just to make sure people understand what we're talking about. All right, if there's no further questions, is there action on the first read of ordinance 3568?
Motion to advance ordinance 3568.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to advance ordinance 3568 to second read. Please vote. With a vote of 5-0, ordinance 3568 will be advanced to second reading. Item B is ordinance 3569, an ordinance amending Stillwater Code of Ordinances, Chapter 18, Environment, Article 3, Miscellaneous Nuisances, Division 1, Generally, Section 18-71, Public Nuisances Designated, repealing all ordinances to the contrary and providing for severability. Councilors, questions, comments, or action on this ordinance?
I move to advance ordinance 3569.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to advance ordinance 3569 to second read. Please vote. With a vote of 5-0, that ordinance is advanced to second reading. On second reading, we have ordinance 3565, an ordinance amending the Stillwater Code of Ordinances, Chapter 23, Land Development Code, Article 17, Required Improvements, Division 3, Improvements, Section 357, Water Distribution System, Subsection E, and Section 358, Sanitary Sewer Collection System, Subsection E, Chapter 41, Utilities, Article 4, Water Service, Division 1, Section 41-113, Tie-on Charge, Subsection B, and Division 5, Service Extensions, Section 41-244, Lease Purchase Agreement, Chapter 41, Utilities, Article 5, Sewers and Sewage Disposal, Division 11, Sewer Main Extensions, Section 41-590, Payment of Costs, and Section 41-591, Lease Purchase Agreement, and adding Chapter 41, Utilities, Article 4, Water Service, Division 5, Service Extensions, Section 41-245, Payment of Costs, repealing all ordinances to the contrary and providing for severability. Councilors.
I move to adopt ordinance 3565.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adopt the ordinance. Please vote. Ordinance 3565 is adopted with a vote of 5-0. Also on second read, we have ordinance 3566, an ordinance amending Stillwater City Code by amending Chapter 23, Land Development Code, Article 3, Land Development Process, Section 23-63, Plat Subdivision Approval Process, repealing all ordinances to the contrary and providing for severability. Councilors.
Motion to adopt ordinance number 3566.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adopt the ordinance. Please vote. Ordinance 3566 is adopted with a vote of 5-0. Next up, we have appointments. Item 9A is the Stillwater Housing Authority. Currently has 5 members serving 3-year terms. Austin Pollard has completed his 3-year term for a position that he would like to be reappointed to. And I would like to go ahead and nominate or move that Austin Pollard is appointed to a new 3-year term on the Stillwater Housing Authority.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Please vote. With a vote of 5-0, Austin Pollard is appointed to a new 3-year term on the Stillwater Housing Authority. Item 9B is the Stillwater Public Library Board. We have 3 folks who need to be reappointed for second terms. Matt Upson, Robin Cornwell, and Martha McMillan. I move that we reappoint them to 3-year terms on the Public Library Board.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Please vote. With a vote of 5-0, Matt Upson, Robin Cornwell, and Martha McMillan are appointed to 3-year terms that will expire in May of 2028. Reports from the officers and the board. Ms. Carnley?
Nothing to report.
City Manager Brady Moore.
Yes, last Friday, engineering staff arranged for a quick tour of Block 34. Yeah, good job, Mayor. With Deputy City Manager Driscoll and I to walk inside Block 34. And I will say that I was blessed to be able to be part of the design process with the architects and engineers and working through that, the extensive design of the block. And I knew the details. I'd seen it on all the CAD drawings, but to be standing in the block and to see the features and to stand in the pavilion, the Simmons Bank Pavilion, and look at the Kicker soundstage, it just kind of gave me chills. It's going to be an incredible block. I can't wait for us to have it open for our community to gather there, to have a place that we can all come together and listen to live music and just be together. So really excited for Block 34. I know we all are as leadership here. And to give you a little update on the progress, the rain has slowed things down a little bit, but they are out working hard last week as everything started to dry up. They are still planning to have the block substantially complete about towards the middle to end of June and have it fully open for the Dancing Turtle event at the end of July. So we are hopeful. Crosslink Construction is hopeful and confident that we can have it open then by the end of July. So good news on Block 34. Can't wait to have our community in that block together.
It's going to be amazing. Really excited about it. Thank you. Vice Mayor Jaloski.
Speaking of summer, as the weather heats up, cool down at one of Stillwater's 2 free splash pads located at Boomer Lake Park and Southern Woods Park. Both will open on Monday, May 19th and are open daily from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. They are only closed during times of inclement weather or maintenance. While we're out enjoying the parks, let's remember to do our part to keep them clean and safe by using the trash bins. Grab your sunscreen, bring the kids, and let's splash into summer.
It's difficult to believe it's already time to open the
I
splash
know.
pads. It hasn't been hot enough yet.
Exciting, though. Exciting.
Councilor Hawkins.
City Hall will be closed on Monday, May 26th, in observance of Memorial Day. As we pause to reflect, may we honor and remember the brave men and women who gave their lives in service to our country. Please remember, trash and recycling services will run on their regular schedule.
Thank you so much. Councilor Clark.
This coming Saturday is one of our truly fun events in town. We're going to have Cops and Bobbers taking place. I'm guessing we may see Chief Hassig there. He's nodding his head. From 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. at Boomer Lake. There's no fishing license required. All the equipment's provided. It's a free youth fishing event with local law enforcement, Oklahoma Department of Wildlife Conservation. Lots of fun, plenty of food. Learn, come be part of it.
Catch some fish.
Awesome.
Catch
event.
some fish.
Yeah.
Or just learn that sometimes fishing means you don't catch
any fish. Yes. Councilor Harden.
Flying in or out of Stillwater, don't forget your ID. Starting this Wednesday, May 7th, you'll need a real ID to fly through any U.S. airport. If you have a valid passport, then you're good to go. You can wait to get a real ID when it's time to renew your driver's license. However, if you don't have a passport, you need to take a look at this. TSA accepts several other forms of ID, and you can find the full list on their website. Take a quick look before you head to the airport to keep your travel smooth and stress-free.
Thank you so much. That's been, 3 years, 5 years we've been talking about that. It happens now. All right, we have several busy weeks ahead here in Stillwater. Over the next few weeks, we'll be excited to welcome thousands of visitors to Stillwater for graduations and special events. As you're out and about, please allow extra time to travel and remember to stop for pedestrians and crosswalks. Keep everyone safe and moving smoothly. Big congratulations to all of our graduates from OSU and from NOC, and to the athletes, and Stillwater High School for that matter, and to the athletes competing in the Special Olympics. Here's a quick overview of what's coming up. Oklahoma State University graduations May 9th and 10th. The Oklahoma Special Olympics Summer Games kicks off Wednesday, May 14th. This year they're celebrating 40 years of having the Special Olympics here in Stillwater. That is a fantastic event. If you haven't been able to make it over there before, please come out and see the Special Olympics starting May 14th. Meridian Technology Center's graduation is May 22nd on Thursday. And then Stillwater Public Schools will have graduation on Friday, May 23rd. Proud to be a part of all these milestones, and congratulations to everyone who's graduating. Anything further from the council? Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adjourn the city council. Please vote. With a vote of 5-0, the Stillwater City Council is now adjourned. At this time, I will call to order the Stillwater Economic Development Authority meeting for May 5th, 2025. Trustees, questions, comments, or action on the consent docket?
I move approval of consent.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the consent docket. Please vote. With a vote of 5-0, the consent docket is approved. Item 6 on this agenda is appointments for the Tourism Advisory Committee. That committee consists of 7 members. It was empowered in 2019 by this board to advise the SEDA Board of Trustees regarding the best practices for tourism and development and retention in the city of Stillwater. That has not met, the board has not met recently, and therefore we're going to go ahead and reappoint basically the whole board. The board members, several of them are folks who will be continuing, including Vice Mayor Amy Jaloski as the chair, Chris Norris as the representative from Visit Stillwater, Kyle Ray as a representative from Oklahoma State University, and then as a new member, Bayfar Jahansahi to a 3-year term expiring in June of 2028. Reappointment of Christine Waits to a 3-year term expiring in June of 2028, and reappointment of Jay Martin to a 3-year term. Mr. Martin will be the hotel motel representative on the board, also expiring in June of 2028. So I'd move that we make all those appointments to the Tourism Advisory Committee.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Please vote.
Can I clarify before we vote?
Please.
That some of these list expiration dates and some of them do not. Does that mean they don't ever expire? What does that mean?
I think that representatives like the OSU and the Visit Stillwater ones are, well, that would be OSU. Our representative, OSU's, and the Visit Stillwater representative are standing spots on the committee. So they can be replaced by those entities when they would like to, but we don't need to reappoint them.
All right, thank you.
So we have a motion and a second. Please vote. With a vote of 5-0, those appointments are made to the Tourism Advisory Committee. We appreciate those folks for being willing to serve and help us make good decisions about how to encourage tourism in town. Anything further from the board? Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adjourn SEDA. Please vote. With a vote of 5-0, the Stillwater Economic Development Authority is now adjourned. And at this time, I'll call to order the May 5th, 2025 meeting of the Stillwater Utilities Authority. Trustees, questions, comments, or action on the consent docket?
Motion to approve consent docket.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve consent. Please vote. With a vote of 5-0, the consent docket is approved. Before I ask you for a motion to adjourn, I just want to say that several of us, I think, were able to go out in different times to see a tour of the electric generation facility, which is currently undergoing some maintenance and tear down of one of the engines right now. It is unbelievable. That facility is so cool, such a great asset to our community, and managed and run so well by the SEU staff. Really appreciate Lauren Smith for showing us around, and for the staff out there for doing a great job with the Stillwater Electric utility.
I've always been impressed with that facility and those engines from the outside, but seeing the inside of those engines and how clean they were when they took them apart is, as a old engine guy, was remarkable to me how clean those engines are. It's a super facility. We're blessed to have it.
Absolutely. Anything further? Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adjourn the Stillwater. I'm sorry. We have a motion and a second to adjourn the Stillwater Utilities Authority. Please vote. With a vote of 5-0, the Utilities Authority is now adjourned, and that concludes our meetings for the evening.